Beloved, until Black lives or African lives matter to us, we shouldn't expect it to matter to anyone else. Number one. We like to boast and we brag and talk about, Black Lives Matter. Many of those people who used to protest in the street and some of them still preach that Black Lives Matter now, I will ask them, how many of you have more than one baby's mama? So if Black Lives Matter to you, why are you making babies all over the place and you're not marrying those women or staying home to take care of those babies? That's number one. The women too. Why do you have so many babies' daddies when you say Black Lives Matter? It doesn't matter enough for you to, if you have had a child once or twice out of wedlock, nobody judging you. But stop there. I know some women will have 3, 4, 5 children by 3, 4, 5 different men. But they'll be the first one to say Black Lives Matter. Really? Does it really matter? If it does, why are you having babies all over the place with some of these men that are useless? That some of them just want to hit it and run or hit and miss and they're done. Women, Black men, Black women, African. When I say Black, I mean African. When I say African, I mean Black. All over the world. We cannot expect the Western world, as some of you put it, the white man or the man or whoever it is, you cannot expect them to treat you with a respect that you don't give yourself or we don't give to each other. Black life will never matter to anybody else until it begins to matter to us. Men, stop making babies. Black men, stop making babies with multiple women. I beg of you. Because after you don't sleep and made these babies with these multiple women, then you're going to say the man and the system is keeping you from getting the job to support your babies. But the man and the system did not stop you from making those babies. We live in a culture, a Western culture, where you have money. Condoms, those things are even free. You go to a health clinic or something, you can get those birth control condoms. They give them out for free. You don't even have to pay for it. And we still don't use it. We make a whole lot of babies all over the place. Then we'll say that the man, I'm trying to get a job to take care of my family, and the men don't. But the men, they didn't stop you from making those family in the first place. We have to stop this. We, the African race, the Black race, we are some of the most hypocritical and delusional people all over the world. Blacks in Africa, I see the same story. Blacks in America, I see the same story. I was once upon a time, I'm awake, I'm not judging you. But we have to have some brutal, sincere honesty and some brutal, sincere conversation with ourselves. My people, I'm begging, I'm not judging you, I'm not condemning you. I was there. I'm not saying I'm 100% perfect either. But at least I'm waking up. Let's address some of the issues that needs to be addressed. Psychologist or Psychology 101 tells you that 50% of your problem is solved just by acknowledging there is a problem. Something I noticed in the Black race, whether in Africa or in America, they don't like to even acknowledge or admit that there is a problem. You can see how far we are away from solving the problem or getting a solution. We can't even acknowledge we have a problem. My people, let's wake up. So if Black lives really matters, men, young Black men, old Black men, middle-aged men, stop sleeping around and making babies with all these women and not taking care of the babies. Those babies' lives, if it doesn't matter to you, why should it matter to somebody else? Why should it matter to the government to take care of it? If those babies' lives you're making with those women, the women you're sleeping with, the babies you're making out of this relationship, if it doesn't matter to you, tell me why should it matter to somebody else who you call the white man or the system? Women, stop sleeping around and giving your goodies to men who don't really care. They just want to hit and miss or hit and run. And then when they find you pregnant, they don't left you. And then you got 2, 3 children by 2, 3 different men. And you are stuck to take them by yourself. So women, if your own lives matter to you, you will stop messing about and sleeping around. Yes, we all have made mistakes. But let's stop now. When do we stop? Baby number 5, baby number 6, mistake number 10. When do we stop? None of us are getting younger any day anymore. So I beg of you, our Black Lives Matter people, don't be a hypocrite. Before you can preach Black Lives Matter, look at your own life. The women that you have messed, the Black women that you have messed them up. Some of you have messed up Black women to the point they don't even want to deal with Black men. You're cheating, you're lying, you're abuse, you're manipulation to the point some women rather just be single forever. Isn't it? You have messed up and you say Black Lives Matter. How does Black Lives Matter? Look how you have treated the women in your lives. Does Black life really matter to you, Black men, the way you have treated and abused and ill-treated and abandoned your women? You want to tell me Black lives matter? Really? Women, The way some of you have also abused, ill-treated, manipulated, even cheated and manipulated men who probably care for you, or you have the babies and you use the children as a bait not to see their father, or you use the money or the child support, or they give you money for child support, you go get your hair and your nails done so you can pick up another man to sleep and have more babies. Women, you are not innocent in this matter. So this is not about women or men. This is about lives. You call it Black Lives Matter. What does Black life really matter to you, women? The way you treat yourself, the way you treat your children, the way you treat the fathers of your children, the way you treat your baby's daddies and your baby's mama, all of you. Does Black life really matter to us? Let's be brutal and sincerely honest, my people. If we want to see the Black race, the African continent, the Black continent, the Black race across the world, if we want to see some sanity, some dignity, and some respect, if we want to demand that the world, the Western world, or as you call it, the white man or whoever, if you want them to treat you with some respect, don't you think it should start from you? You want them to respect your Black women, don't you think you should start treating them with some respect? You want them to treat your Black men with respect, don't you think you should treat them with respect also? I'm looking at both sides. So some people are just one-sided and narrow-minded, especially some of those feminists, today's feminists. Some of them want to kill men, they want to be like men, they want to feminize men. I don't identify or affiliate with today's feminists. I don't know where they are. Their mind is somewhere. But the feminists of those days that started off, the true feminists that voted to give women a right to vote, a right to drive, a right to go to school and choose a profession of your choice, the right to get a job and be paid the same salary and the same job and pay the same salary, not because you're a woman or man, you get it. No, those one I agree with. Today's feminists, they can't stand men. They hate men. Some of them want to be men. Some of them want to feminize men. I ain't got no, there's no affiliation with me and you. I don't identify with your today's feminist agenda. I don't identify to me. It doesn't even make sense. But let me get back to it. So my African brothers and sisters, if you're in America, you Black, you African. Even though you will tell yourself you're not, you African. You Black, you're in Caribbean, in the Caribbean islands, you are African. You Black in Europe, in America, you're African. You may call yourself African American or European American or whatever. You are African. You are Black. let me just speak some real English now. You are Black. You are African. You are. I'm not going to use that word. Thank you very much. But look here, beloved. Until Black lives matter to you and I, we should not expect it to matter to anyone else. So I beg of you. I beg of you. I'm begging you. Let's begin to, the respect we are demanding from people outside, let's begin to give that respect to ourselves and each other. I know the Black race, we have suffered, we are broken people, beaten, battered, tattered, hurt, rejected, abused. We are emotionally and mentally hurt people. We are wounded. We are walking around emotionally and mentally bleeding to death. So a bunch of broken people, and then you put them in a relationship. You take two broken people and put them together in the form of marriage, of relationship. What you expect? They will give birth to little miniature broken people like themselves. Then you give them position of power, of authority in nations or governments or companies. What you expect? Even if the system in our government is the best, it's only a matter of time for them to break it, because what? Broken people can only break other people. Broken people can only break systems. Hello? You want a system that can work, that will not be breaking, that will not be broken? Did I just speak the right English? Anyway, the grammar police will help me out. But are you with me, beloved? Are you with me, beloved? We are broken people. And the first solution to any problem is to first of all even acknowledge that we have a problem. So I beg you, let's begin to take a deep look within our heart, our soul, in our culture, in our society, in our environment. Black people, African people, Black race, African race. We are broken. We are hurt. Or we are hurting. We're abused. That's why we hurt and abuse each other. That still is no excuse and there's no justification. Let's start the healing individually. Even the very comment that some of you will leave on this video will show where you're coming from. If it's from a hurt and a broken place, or from a place that have just had enough, that you're so hurt, you're all hurt out, and you just had enough and you're willing to move forward. The very comment how you put will let me know where you're coming from. Where you're still hurt, you want to remain hurt. I'm not blaming you. I'm not blaming myself. We all have been hurt. Nobody is living on this earth that had a perfect life. Everything was perfect and peachy and rosy. All of us came from all of us are broken and damaged people, because we were raised by people who themselves were broken and damaged. But we want to make sure that if I came from a broken and damaged home, I want to make sure that a broken and damaged home does not come from me. Hello? If I came from broken and damaged family or parents, I want to make sure that broken and damaged children does not come from me. We can no longer continue to justify and excuse and explain things that way. Yes, we all have broken homes, but make sure that you don't have a broken home and you don't give birth to broken children that will give birth to a broken society, that will give birth to a broken culture and system and governments. That's why the continent of Africa is in such a shambles, because we are all broken people. Now let's come together, beloved. I don't know what to do, but sometimes the first acknowledgement or the first step and the first solution to solving this problem is to even, first of all, even acknowledge that we have one and we need help. Psychology 101 even tells you that you have solved 50% of your problem just by even acknowledging there is one. So if we can't even acknowledge, if we're going to continue to point a finger and blame shift a colonial master and the white man and the system and my upbringing, granted, those may have played a part. But when are we going to grow up and take responsibility and say, yes, my life was this, my life was that, but now I'm an adult. I'm an awakening, because some of you blacks, you say you are awake. You are woke. I'm woke. I'm awakening. But being awakened doesn't mean you're going to point finger. If you're awakening, you have no business pointing finger to who put you to sleep for you to wake up in the first place. So if you're awake, you're a woke generation, or you're awakening, why are you pointing finger? Why are you blame shifting? Why can't you acknowledge the part that you play and then learn from the lessons you have learned and move forward and become a better person, so you too can begin to help others to awaken from their slumber, or help heal others. Heal the wounds in their soul, the pain in their heart, the brokenness in their spirit, the trouble in their mind, and the weaknesses in their soul. Before I go on ranting, I don't even know if I made any sense, but I hope I've said something that touched your heart. And I hope I said something that will provoke and challenge you to wake up and say to yourself that, boy, girl, black life is not going to matter to anybody else until it begins to matter to me. Thank you. I'm Dagnet and I appreciate you. God bless you.